Wow. Wow, he said. Forget all your troubles, come on, get happy. I love that song. I even did a little performance of that when I was in Unity Seminary, except we changed Judgment Day to Discernment Day. Very, very typical Unity. But you just can't stand still with that song. So today it is my intention that we forget all our troubles of the past, and we show up to who we are and what we are and with whom we are gathered in joy, appreciation, acknowledgement. I invite you to join me in our opening prayer. Let us pray. This is the day the eternal God has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in this very moment. Ever-present Spirit, fill us with a joy not of the past, not of the future, but the enthusiasm of your embrace this very hour. We gather in an intention to know your Spirit more fully, more truly, more willingly than we have ever known before. Wow, world of wonders in which we dwell. Let us declare the everlasting truth of our statement of being together. There is but one presence and one power in my life, in this church, and in the universe, God, the omnipotent good. Well, I welcome all of you to Unity South Twin Cities this morning. For those of you who are joining us online, welcome. And we invite you to use that share button or whatever technology you have to let us know where you are. It is an uplift to us to see people joining us from distant, faraway places and adding their consciousness to our service here at Unity South. For those present in the sanctuary, please silence your phone and other devices. I heard one ringy-dingy this morning already in the sanctuary, so put that on silent. This morning we have a mighty team. We have Adam Schneider and Joe Rowan on the computer, sound, and making all the magic happen. And sometimes you don't know, sometimes I don't know, but I learned from individuals that they appreciate joining in our service. And it's a little tricky because we don't actually physically see them here. So we have to make the effort, and I certainly do, as minister, to affirm and give thanks for those great individuals that are joining us each Sunday and contributing to our ministry in a financial way. So please, do whatever you need to do to remember that our congregation is more than the people you physically see in this room, even though you're all quite glorious. There's even more glory in the world that's joining us each Sunday, and so we're grateful for that. Judy Moen, our music director, has brought in one of our favorite souls this morning. T. Mychael Rambo is here. And I was telling him this morning that I had not seen him since he performed at the Ordway in Beauty and the Beast. Lo and behold, now he's in Hello, Dolly. Then he's going to perform with the symphony in San Francisco. And then where is the next city after that? Pittsburgh. So this man gets around. And so he is taking the time to be with us this morning. So let's give him a pre-applause. We are glad you are here. So with our preliminaries preparing this hour together, we can now join in our opening song. And fortunately, Carlotta Pose is going to lead us in this song because I'm not sure that I'm quite capable yet. Spirit is Joy, written by the retired minister Blaine Tabor of Unity of San Diego. Let's stand. Spirit is joy, oh, holy joy.
Springs from my soul to you. Catch on fire with the seal of God. Oh, let your light blaze through. Laugh and sing this, where are the words? Shout about the light within, the pure and fine. Spirit of joy, oh holy joy, springs from my soul to you. Catch on fire with the zeal of God, oh let your light blaze through. Let's sing, yes, laugh and shout, creation gives you the clue. You say that your God is love, well it's time to live like it's true. A spirit of joy, oh holy joy, springs from my soul to you. Catch on fire with the zeal of God, oh let your...
Well, I'm practicing that one. What's the old joke when I was in New York City? How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. So we'll keep working on that lively song. I invite you this morning to look around the room, catch someone's eye, but most importantly, recognize their presence and say aloud or silently, I behold the Christ in you. I behold the Christ in you. And now I invite you to turn to the back of the room, the camera over the entrance, and let's greet our friends. We are so glad you've joined us, and let's affirm for them, we behold the Christ in you. Wherever you are a wonderful spiritual creation, and we're glad you have joined us. We also acknowledge people throughout this world. You know, it's not just about us in this room. There are people all over the world of many, many traditions, and we're all turning our attention Godward, however we understand that, acknowledging the source of life, the goodness of spirit, the all possibility of this very hour. So it is now my privilege to invite our co-leader of the Prayer Chaplain Program, Don Rollefson, to lead us in our daily word and our time of community prayer. Myrtle Fillmore made the statement, it is so powerful to declare truth, to speak it. Imagine how powerful it is when many people come together and hold one thought of the goodness and presence and love of our God.
The daily word for this morning, Sunday, March 19th, 2023, is comfort. The affirmation is, I find comfort in expressions of love. Speaking the words "I love you" provides comfort for an aching heart and peace in times of uncertainty. Today, I open my heart to these loving expressions as a soothing balm for distress or grief. When I am concerned about another, love centers me in the truth that all is in divine order, no matter how circumstances appear. I enfold the people I care about in a sphere of love, encircling them in peace and protection. When I am troubled, I find comfort in others' loving words. I surround myself with those who offer solace in my time of need. I find encouragement in their kindness and their compassion. As we share of ourselves in kind and loving ways, we hearten spirits and bolster faith, giving comfort to ourselves and others. And from 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 17, comfort your hearts and strengthen them in every good work and word. Let's reflect on comfort for just a moment. Joining together in spirit, we release any negative or stressful thoughts. Think positive and compassionate thoughts. Let go of any concerns we may be feeling. Recognizing our togetherness with one another and with Spirit, we acknowledge the value and the power of praying together. Reflecting on the Bible verses from Matthew chapter 18, verses 19 and 20, I read, "Again, truly I tell you, if two of you agree on earth about anything you ask, it will be done for you by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there among them." That is the reality of our true nature through the power of our indwelling Spirit, the Christ within us all. Focusing our attention on the omnipresent and omnipotent attributes of God, realize the true source of everything we will ever need. Holding those thoughts, please listen while I read today's Silent Unity affirmation. All that can be in divine abundance. Let me recognize the power of God that is abundance, and let me find within all the resources I long for, all creative imagination, all supportive wisdom, and all willing enthusiasm. I envision the desired road ahead. I listen and follow inner wisdom. I proceed with positive anticipation. Acknowledging the prayer request Unity South has received, we behold and affirm the truth that we know, the truth within these individuals, the truth that Spirit is working in their lives as they further awaken to the presence of God as their health, supply, and sense of purpose. Holding these requests in our hearts, we allow a few moments for silence. Let us now sing the Lord's Prayer and feel the truth that is expressed in this model of prayer taught by Jesus Christ.
this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and leave us not in temptation. Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Amen.
Our prayer chaplain co-leader Sharon Rollefson will be available at the back of the church after the service to pray one-on-one with anyone requesting prayer.
And now it is time for Team Mychael.
Why, good morning. Well, look at y'all, look at y'all. Oh, it is such a glorious thing to be here on this sun-drenched Sunday, celebrating Spirit and the sensational gifts that come with His wonderful blessings that come with that. To that end, I just say, up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, good morning, Unity. I hear music in the air. I really do believe there's joy up in here. Right in this room, I hear music right in here. In this room, I hear music right in here. In this room, well now, I hear music in this air. I really do believe there's joy up in here. Down in my soul, I feel music right in here. In my soul, I feel music right in here. In my soul, I feel music right in here. I really do believe there's joy up in here. Well, in this room, well now, I see music right in here. In this room, I feel it all up in here. Right in this room, I feel music right in here. I really do believe there's joy up in here. Down in your heart, down in my heart, up in my heart. I feel music right in here. So much joy, so much unspeakable joy, oh, up in here.
Oh boy, do I want to follow that. Thanks for warming them up. Getting the joy to flow right here, right now. I particularly like that lyric because I find it very meaningful to think that each one of us is a melody that God is singing into life. Do you ever stop and think that you are truly, literally, God's song? God's song. That amazes me. That gets me going. That gets me here right now. And that's the theme of my lesson. We're speaking about the angel of joy today. And we only behold that angel. We only sense it. We only welcome it. We only receive it when we're present. When we're in the now moment. The now moment. I catch myself more frequently than I like to admit, dwelling on my past. And there were some fun times. I talked about dancing in Unity Seminary with shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. There was good back there in the past. And other times, whether it's this church, my individual life, what's going to happen ahead? You know that old joke about, what is that on the road? Ahead? No, ahead. I know, that's an old one. But thinking about the future, and I'm not always holding great expectations or welcoming because I'm too busy worrying about what might be, what could happen. Will I be ready? Will I be capable? Many of you have joined me for my Monday and Tuesday class recently. I'm pleased to say that we have 39 people attending those classes. But we're doing them hybrid. We have people in other states joining us over the screen and some special technology. And Tyler showed me how to set it up. But when the evening came, I had to set it up by myself. And I worried about that. What's going to happen tonight? Am I going to be able to do it? Will I get it right? All that forward worry and that remembering the past can keep me from, as Ram Dass said, be here now. Anybody remember Ram Dass? I got to hear him speak at Unity Temple in Kansas City. And I was just amazed. Sanctuary seated 1,300, and that wasn't enough for the crowd. The aisles, the stairs, everything filled in that room to almost a dangerous capacity. And he reminded us, as I will attempt to in my own way, to be here now, to be present to one another. I had a conversation this very morning before the service with some wisdom teachers I know. And we were talking about, well, what is the purpose of my life at this point? And we were reflecting. It sounds simplistic. Oh, that's just too easy. But perhaps our purpose, most essentially, is to be present and to be present to one another. To be present to one another. I'm going to challenge myself this week, and so I'm going to invite you into the challenge too. Keep a little journal, a piece of paper in the car, on your bedside table, by your TV, wherever you want to. But just try to notice and make little notes to yourself on that paper. I won't be seeing it. I won't be grading it. It's just for you. But keep a few notes when you notice yourself dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. In other words, not being here now. Just as we were singing with T. Mychael and Judy a moment ago, that energy and the joy, yeah, you might remember it a few minutes later now, but you really felt it in the moment when it was happening. So this angel of joy, which we are greeting on this fourth Sunday in Lent, is something that is captured in the moment, is greeted in the moment. Joy is now, not yesterday, not in the future, but now. My lessons during this time of Lent are based on the book Our Better Angels by Jonathan Reckford. He is the CEO of Habitat for Humanity. And I'm getting so inspired that with the help of someone, I hope that we might invest some of our time in this coming year in a Habitat for Humanity project. They're really quite amazing. They've been conducted all over the world. But he wrote this book, Our Better Angels, or if you prefer, Our Inner Virtues. God-given, but we must use them. We must put them to work. An architect can think about the house to be constructed, but what would we have without those willing hands that go out and do the work? That do the work. It's not enough to think about it. You have to demonstrate it. Our Unity co-founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, love that phrase. Demonstrate the truth you know. Demonstrate your understanding of life, about relationships, about work, about creativity, by practicing it, by doing it. Again, you may say, what a simple idea, Reverend Stacey. Simple idea. Challenging practice. So remember that slip of paper you're going to keep your own notes on. How frequently, in just one day, do you become aware that you are dwelling in the past or in the future and you're not present to the moment, to yourself, to other human beings? That's where your joy is to be found. It reminds me, every year it's a ritual, at least for myself, now for 30 years, I think. I hope it's of some help to those who attend services here for Christmas Eve or around that time. And it is the letter of Brother Giovanni written in 1513. I love it all, but I'm only going to give you 2 sentences. He wrote to a discouraged friend, No heaven can come to us unless our hearts find rest in it today. No peace lies in the future, which is not hidden in this present little instant. Take peace. The gloom of the world is but a shadow. Behind it, yet within our reach, is joy. Behind it is joy. But we have to look and be present. One of my favorite unity affirmations from Charles' second wife, Cora Fillmore, regarding the 12 powers. She wrote meditations and affirmations for students who were working with these 12 ideals that Charles outlined. In each one, she began with the phrase, Jesus Christ is now here, lifting me into his consciousness of love, of wisdom, of zeal, of understanding. The point was she was trying to help Unity students in their meditation get to that now moment. Giovanni's this little instant moment where the power is, where the joy is, where the healing happens, where the enriching flows. Here, now. To shift your imagining power just a moment. Picture that person you just love to be around. It's very likely that person is someone who radiates joy. A person who lifts you up, who makes you smile, brightens a room. They're not necessarily the most outgoing or gregarious, but they're, well, happy in a calm, confident way. That happiness is magnetic. And so our author, Jonathan Reckford, sets his theme of joy. That angel of joy is here now. Now I invite you, continue this exploration. Think of someone you know that radiates this type of joy. Is their joyousness, if that's a proper word, is it carried over from an event last week, a show at the Ordway? Was it something that happened here at Unity South last summer? Perhaps something that they carried over from their childhood. These may be happy memories. It may be fun to recall Beauty and the Beast. But joy is an experience right now. Right in the presence of another. That is the power. If you have not taken advantage of praying with one of our prayer chaplains, do it today. Sharon is in service with the Purple Stole. See what it is like to stand with another human being who's committed themselves. The prayer chaplains just had a training yesterday. Committed themselves to being present, practicing what it is to be present to another human being. And they've learned our unity techniques of prayer. It's called listening from the heart. Not hearing what this person is telling you about their mean old boss at work, or their neighbor that's always causing them difficulty. No, listening from the heart, hears the real soul of that individual. Not the outer details, but what is troubling them. Perhaps fear of the future, regret over the past. And the prayer chaplain attunes to their presence and affirms the truth of who they are as God's creation. Right with that individual. And there is a power. I've experienced it many times. A real power. This is an opportunity here in our community. Our prayer chaplains are not only available at this service each week, but they join during the week, Monday through Thursday. That means in this past year, they've been in the sanctuary, affirming the truth of all the prayer requests that have been placed in this prayer box. They've done that over 250 times this past year. And over 1,250 times since I agreed to work with them in these daily prayer services. Think about that. They have given their time and their focus on your prayer concerns, your concerns for family and friends, that you want to hold the highest truth, a vigil of believing in yourself or another, that God is with you, that Spirit is on your side. That makes me joyous just to think about it. God brought you into this world, gave you existence. Wouldn't that kind of infinite love stick with you, stay with you throughout your life, however long it may be? It's with you in every breath. It guides, if you will pay attention, it guides your every thought. It helps empower your every feeling. So you radiate joy. You radiate love. You demonstrate compassion to this world. Wow. I love that word, wow. World of wonders. To stop and think right here and right now the blessing in which you are living. To build up that sense of joy. Like my opening scripture from Psalms. This is the day that God has made. I don't always wake up in the morning with that thought. A friend was telling me the other day of, how difficult it was to get out of bed in the morning, the stiffness and all of that. I said, I know the feeling. Been there, done that. But what if we start training ourselves to greet each day in a way that is appropriate for a spiritual creation of God, you? To acknowledge this is the day right here, right now, that God has created. Do you ever dread going to work or going to a meeting or something's happening? It's like, oh, I have to go through that. What if you started reminding yourself, this meeting, this moment, this radio station, God created. God brought into being. That is a promise of possibility, of potential for good. We each have that with every breath. But what happens? If you're like me, you forget from time to time. But that's okay. So we've made mistakes. So we've had lapses in our mindfulness. It's okay. We can try again. I can get up in the morning and say, oh, I forgot to breathe yesterday. Well, that's all right. I can try again today. Fortunately, God created us with a wisdom and a body that takes care of things like breathing, even when our mind isn't thinking about it. When I was back in graduate school at University of Arizona, I had in my little study room at the university a statement up on the wall. I give thanks to my unconscious mind that sees to it I keep going. To pay attention to this amazing creation, this body God has given you. And on my 66th birthday, I made a promise to myself. Quit criticizing this. Oh, you don't look like you're 21 anymore. Boo-hoo. This is the body God has made this day. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Friends, that is spiritual practice. That is spiritual living. To be conscious of the good, to look for the good. You know, one of my favorite teachers, I'm doing a study class now on the work of Rudolf Steiner, and one of his favorite stories, generally he attributed it as an old Persian lesson. Sometimes he'd transform it and make the teacher Jesus, depended on the context. But he said a teacher was walking with his students one day, and they came upon the carcass of a dead animal. The students all went, ugh, ugh. If they were on Facebook, they probably used that little emoji with the, ah. The teacher paused, looked, and said, what beautiful teeth. What beautiful teeth. In other words, that teacher was modeling for his students. We don't have to ignore our hurts and troubles and challenges. We don't have to try to repress them or blind them. But we can look beyond them. We can seek and find something good in every circumstance, in every person, in every community. God has created us with such wisdom and possibility that we can look beyond the yuck unless we feel called to clean it up. That's another story. But we can look beyond the unpleasant and seek the good, the God, in that situation. What beautiful teeth. Remember that story. Reckford writes, joy gives us a stability that outlasts the unpredictable flow of our emotions. That's why even when things are really and we have every logical reason to feel bad, we can still ground ourselves by recognizing everything positive around us. Everything possible around us. Paul, that great teacher that shaped so much of what we call Christianity, was addressing the early Christian community that was forming in Philippi. in what we now call Macedonia. And he wrote, at the end of his letter, after he had talked on like somebody I know, talk. He said, to sum it all up, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is pleasing, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, and if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these qualities. Our earliest prayer, used in our unity tradition, begins with this simple line. But what does it mean to you? The invocation begins, I am now. I am now in the presence of pure being. Some of you are mouthing the words along with me. Charles said every Unity student should begin their day, their meditation, their prayer time with those words. Why? It's bringing your attention around to this moment. I am now in the presence of pure being, embraced by God, if you will, however it's meaningful to you to word it. But to remind yourself, like that scripture, this is the day that God has made. This is the moment that God has given me. What am I going to do with it? Francine caught me. I've been given this gift. You've been given this gift. You have been given this hour, this moment. What are you going to do with it? When you know that, when you focus on that, you will know joy. You'll be filled with enthusiasm, another word for God flowing through us, Spirit moving and animating us. Here, now. Easy to say, challenging to practice. Really try with that little piece of paper just to see how many times you're catching yourself Monday, tomorrow, thinking about the week ahead, or thinking about that service at Unity you had to sit through on Sunday, and forgetting to claim the day that God has made for you in that moment. In that moment. So let's take a moment. Let's move into the silence. Father, Mother, God, life-giving, life-sustaining power, I am now immersed in your presence. In this moment, in your embrace, my body is healed because I see it aligned with the truth you created, the gift that you gave me. That is a healing pulse. Spirit of the living God, in this moment, you are all wisdom, guiding the clarity of my thinking, the warmth of my feeling, and the firmness and strength of my willing to act. Father, Mother God, I am a song you are singing into life. I am your beautiful melody, unlike any other. I will allow the world to hear me, to hear your song that is me. This moment is our life. It is our love. It is our wisdom. It is our power. It is our substance. Because it is now. I recall a technique of our friend Marlene. If you're struggling with anything in this moment, are you okay now? How about now? Is everything okay now? We give thanks for the blessing of now. We give thanks for the blessing of presence between us. And let's close this reflection. If you want to join me, if you want to support me. Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on me. Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on me. Let's try it again. Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on me. Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on me. Try that this week. Sing that. And if that doesn't bring you to this moment and make you aware of the omnipotent good of God, embracing you, rooting for you, guiding you, reassuring you, empowering you, only the now will do it. And I'll invite Team Mychael to the stage to prepare for his next empowering moment. And I invite you, as you consider your gifts to Unity South, here now. Bless what you have to share because you're sending it forth to do a good work through this ministry and into the world. All of you who've joined us online, go to unitysouth.org. Press the donate button. It'll take you through. But bless what you're willing to share through this ministry to the world. A little joy.
I have to say, August Wilson is a great African-American playwright who wrote a play for every decade of the 20th century called the 20th Century Canon. One of his plays was called Joe Turner's Come and Gone, and in that play, the character Bynum, his role was to go out to those enslaved Africans who were now freed, who were seeking during Reconstruction to find family members and to bind them up. His words to them was that each enslaved African, each freed spirit was born with a song, and one's life experiences became the lyric for that song. So how you live gives you a space to sing your song through your deeds of goodness and grace and giving. And so to you today, I say, live your life like a song with joy. Sing along if you like. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, but it helped to make me fine. Yes, it helped to make me fine. Singing joy to the world. Oh, the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. You and me. If I were the king of the road, tell you what I'd do. Throw away the cars and the bars and the wars, and I would pray with you. That's right. Yes, I would pray with you. Singing what, y'all? Joy to the world. All the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. You know I love my freedom. I love to have my fun. I'm a rainbow rider on a spiritual path, and we all can live as one. Yes, we all can live as one. Come on, y'all. Joy to the world. Oh, the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. We come from many places. We're here to love and be free. We'll join our hands with all of the world and live in a unity. Yes, yes, we live in a unity. Sing together, big voices. Joy to the world. Oh, the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and one more time, joy to the world. Joy to the world. That's right, brother. Oh, the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Yeah. Yeah.
What's that game show? Come on down. Come on down. Pay attention now. These are love offerings. These are the gifts you were willing to transform from mine into ours, to support a common good. So let's bless them with our unity affirmation, recognizing the value of this spiritual community in my life. I affirm divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all the good that I am and have, all the good that I give and receive, and I am grateful. And so, let's bring up the sunshine. Let's stand and sing our closing song. Keep on, what is it? The cloudy, gloomy? No, keep on the sunny side. Mm-hmm. 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 Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. You'll help us every day, it will help us every way if we keep on the sunny side of life. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way if we keep on the sunny side of life. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way if we keep on the sunny side of life. Keep your sunlight shining today. Sounds easy? It's a challenge to practice. You might leave our parking lot and drive out on American Boulevard to have a car speed by you. Keep on the sunny side. Bless them on their way. Do not curse them for their bad deed. Bless them. Bless them. The cursing will only hurt you. So, I invite you downstairs. The Evans have prepared refreshments for us. We're going to have a good time, share one another's company, and good things to eat. So let us seal our service together with our prayer for protection and just realize the power that you are speaking. God, hear now. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And remember, God is now here. My friends, have a wonderful day. Enjoy this bright sun. Do you know that spring is supposed to be tomorrow? But that's only a theory. That's only a forecast. Make it a good day, whatever it is tomorrow.